Hello everybody, this is Carol from Friendly Quail. I'm here today to make an envelope, or it's multiple pockets out of 2 envelopes. So thank you for being here. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. If you're not a subscriber, I hope you will consider subscribing. I do this because I love to teach, and I'm working on a journal right now that is called Journeys Through Bookland. Here's the cover. And I'm gonna do a little bit of work in the signatures, and I want to put some pockets and things in it. So that's what I'm going to be working on. So today I'm going to make in it, like I said, it has multiple pockets in it made from 2 envelopes. And I can't do too many of these types of things in it because it'll make it too fat. It'll get too bulky because these are a little bit thicker. And so I guess we'll get started. And you need 2 envelopes, and you just need papers and things that you're going to glue on it. I'm using a lot of book pages because Journeys Through Bookland, I thought book pages were good. I do have a kind of a, what do you call it? Looks like an invoice or something, receipt that I got from this book, which I was gifted. It's kind of thin paper, so I have to be careful how I use the glue on it. Okay. So I'm going to start. You have to fold your envelopes in half, but I don't fold them directly in half. Oh, and I'm going to, on the long one, I'm going to glue it shut. And even though I have this sticky kind, these are some I got at the thrift store, and they do not stick very well. So I'm adding glue, and I'm going all the way to the edge over here. Okay, and I'm going to push that closed. These, both of the envelopes will end up having the ends, the short ends, cut off. Okay, let's see. I'm going to fold this one up. I kind of want, I want to leave a little bit, and yet I also want, this one is going to be going on here. So I want to leave a little bit of space. These will be pockets, and then it'll be a pocket in here. And actually this one will go on like this. And I'm going to fold this one in half. So it's about, I don't know, 5/8 or something. Longer on this side than this side. And this one will end up going on here. This will open up like this and like this. These will be pockets from above. There'll be pockets on the side for this one. So I got my folds done, and I'm ready to begin putting paper on them. Now this one will be a pocket. It'll either be a pocket in it or a tuck where the back won't show. So I'm only going to do the front. And I'm going to put glue. I'll end up cutting that end off just a little bit. And even though it won't show, I'm going to put the paper all the way down because I don't know how long it will, how far down you'll be able to see when you're using it. I'm using my makeup brush to spread the glue so that I don't get, you know, like really big lines up through the paper. And I already cut this off knowing that I would want it about like this. sure it's pretty straight. Yes. And then you can burnish it down. This one here, it'll say a note on the world's libraries on there. So I'm going to be cutting that off, but I'm going to let it dry for a little bit, and I'll do a little bit of work on this one while it's drying. Now this one, because I'm going to cut these off and have envelopes, I don't want this hole in here. So I'm going to take something and put it in here like this. And I'm only going to glue on this part that I don't want to get any in here because I don't want to close the pocket up. So this is going to go, I'm going to get kind of close to the top because I'm not cutting that off. And it'll ooze out to the edges kind of anyway. All right. Oops. All right. And I'm going to put it in so it reaches the bottom like this. Didn't get it quite to the bottom. I'm using the straight edge of the page to go so I know that it's in there. And again, I'll burnish that down. And I'm going to be cutting that off. Okay, I'm going to go back to this one. And I'm going to just cut along the edges of this. I'm not going to be gluing anything into the actual shape until I'm ready at the end. So I want to be able to add in, you'll see. And I'm also going to be distressing. I think what I'll do is just cut this edge off. You can use a paper cutter. I'm just using my scissors right now. Make sure it's off enough that it's open. So now I've got this envelope open on this side. And I'm going to put a little thumb notch in there as well. Okay, and I kind of look to center it. Go. All right. It's just a little thumb notch. I'll be doing the same thing on this one, but I like to cut it after I have that glued on. So I'm going to do some distressing, and inside of here I'm going to kind of distress that blue, especially around where it'll be open up, but you can kind of go a little bit down and on the edges. Okay, so that part's done. This part is going to get something glued on it as well, so I'll do that next. I'm using a piece of, I had a lot of black and white paper that was scrapbook paper that I thought, oh, I'll never use that. And I'm going to cut this because there's a rip there. Now this is not to size. Oh, I hope I did it tall enough. Yep, I did. So I'm kind of going to do the same thing. I'm going to glue just on here. And anyway, I coffee dyed all of this black and white paper. My sons both, I used a lot of black and white paper in their scrapbooks that I made for them with their photos, their photo albums, kind of. And they both, when they were in high school and stuff, they always wore black and white clothes. That was a thing. It was nice when they started wearing color. Okay. So I've got the glue where I want that. And I'm going to put that on here. It's kind of straight along that edge, so I can do that. Oh, I tried to hook it on the wrong side. No wonder it wouldn't open. Okay, baby wipe. Get that extra glue off of here. Okay. I'm going to let that dry while I do this one. I'm going to cut that off with my trusty scissors. These are the scissors I bought at a flea market, like for $1, and it's a really good scissors, and it's my paper scissors, but it reminds me of my gingers that I have for fabric, and it's good enough that I can sharpen it. Okay, now I'm going to be putting something on here as well. I'm going to fold it again the way I had it, so I kind of know where the middle is. Okay. Hopefully I didn't do that too far off. Now I'm going to cut this a little flat on here. I can leave it, well, I could leave this to a point and then go flat so that that point isn't just sticking up there. Let's see. I think what I'll do is distress this. Now I have like 12 Days of Pockets videos that I made last year, and I didn't do this one in it, but some of the things I have made I'm going to be able to use in this one, in these books. So when I pull those out, I'll link to my my video that I made it in. Okay, now to get this shape, I am going to put this onto a piece of paper. Let's see here. I'll cut this straight. Fairly straight. It'll be hidden. This edge will be hidden. But I want it pretty straight. And then I can do this and get this even with this. That should work fine. I can do two things. I can just glue it on so that it goes up like this. And then cut off the extra stuff. Yeah, it's this line right here. Or you can just draw around it with pencil, and then go ahead and put that on. So this is going to get glued onto here. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, again, I'm going to put the glue on the envelope itself. Oh, is my head in there? Tend to do that. It's a little bit more fragile paper. So gluing it onto something is how I can use it, because I could never just use it as a book page. Okay, set that aside for a minute. I like to let the glue dry just a little bit. And I'm cutting this excess off of here. Again, you can use your cutter, but it goes pretty good along the edge because you have something to run right up next to the edge of the envelope. And then that will be that part. Now I'm not ready to glue this yet. Far from it. Although I can cut the top off. I'll have to be doing that anyway. I'll go ahead and cut that off. And I'll distress it inside and cut a little notch in it. You can measure that if you want and put, say that's the middle or something, and that works too. Okay, so this part's finished other than gluing the sides, but I'm not ready to do that yet, and you'll see why. Okay, let me get this out of the way. All right, and get that cut off even with the envelope. It looks like I didn't quite get this tip down, so here, there. Okay. Now I'm going to move to this side. This is just a smidge short, but because I'm going to just stress the sides, that'll work out fine. Okay, so I'm going to put my glue on here. Now I'm only going to do a half at a time because this glue dries really fast and this paper is really thin. And if I don't get this spread out, you'll see every line through the paper. It kind of goes away a little bit when it dries, but I notice that it's just way too thin. So I'm going to line this up. Again, forgive me if my head gets in the way. So Happy New Year, everybody. I've got no New Year's resolutions. I don't do that. I do a word. Now I'm going to do the rest of it here. And this year, my word is emerge. And the reason I chose that is I'm doing some art therapy for past trauma. And it's really been interesting. I've been doing it since last June. I'm almost finished. And this year, it feels like I'm going to emerge from the past trauma that was in my life, and that's why my word is emerge. Okay, now I'm going to fold this up, but I'm not gluing that down, because if I glue this in here, if I fold it under like that, it will make just a little pocket to put a ticket or something in. And I think I might reinforce the edge first with some washi. Okay, I don't have to make it go to the very edge because it'll be on the end. Well, I could. It won't hurt. Where's my end? I just used this the other day, and I know it's there somewhere. Oh, here it is. This is very kind of a thin washi, so I have to be careful that I get the whole thing up. And I have to remember that up is going to be this way. So I want to have the word, if you see a word, that it's even. It's the same stuff I used on some of the book pages in the middle when I was getting my signatures together. Okay, let's see here. Get some glue on that because I don't trust it. And okay. All right. Now this part I am going to glue down, and I'm going to glue it over here like that, which will also reinforce that. So I'm going to glue it on the edge here, and then on the part I'm folding over. So it looks like that. And I'll do the same thing here. Now I'll be cutting this side off, so this paper didn't go quite over to the edge, but I'll be cutting most of that off anyway. I'm going to get this folded first. Nice and even with what I want. All right, and then I'll put glue on here. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, where I had it folded, I'm kind of feel it. I know it's going to be about like this. So I'm going to give it a good fold, and this time I'll burnish it with my and it's ripping a little bit because it wasn't completely dry. Okay. All right. Now what I'm going to be doing is sewing right here. And I don't have it set up so that you can see my sewing. So just hang on 1 minute and I'll quick sew that up. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, but here it is. Here. I did not get that even. I'm going to have to cut just a little bit of this white off here. Okay. Pretty good. All right, now I didn't back stitch, so I'm just tying the ends off in a square knot. Left over right, through, under through up, and tight, and then the opposite. I got glue on my fingers. Get some of that off. Okay. And again, you can either cut these tight off then. Okay, let's twist it around. Right over left, under through, tight, then left over right. You can do either one first, it doesn't matter, but you go the opposite, and that makes your square knot. Okay. Now, what that does is it gives me an edge here, and it also gives me that turn part. Okay. Should have got that just a little bit better. But it'll be okay. All right, now this has to be cut off on each end. Maybe I'll cut it from this side. For this one, so that we have a pocket here. And the same thing, it's going to be, I'm going to kind of just dress it in there. Give myself a thumbnail. And distress. Cut the edge off of this one. Sure it's open. Distress. And put my thumbnail. Now, we're done with the papers, but we need to glue them up. So I need to put a little glue in here to hold that shut. Okay. This is kept open though. Oop, I got a little bit of glue on. All right, and then I will be putting a hinge on here to put this on here. You can put it either way. You want to see this or do you want to hide it? And right now I think I'm going to hide it. So I'm going to put this over like this. First I'm going to glue a little bit. I've got a piece of fabric here that I have cut to approximately the size. So I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. Just make sure you put it on the right side that you want, so that it's not upside down when you get finished. Okay. Now, this is going to go in between here to get it lined up. So that this will be a hinge, but the rest of it will be inside of the pocket. So the first thing I need to do is get that lined up. I kind of go up and I need to let that dry for a little bit because I do not want that to glue shut. So what I'll be doing then is, if you glue it shut, it's not a big deal. It's just that this is wet here and I don't need to have that glued that far in because then you're limited to how big of a thing you can put in here. Although you can put all the way across in here and all the way across in here. I guess I shouldn't worry about it so much. So then what I'm going to do is close this pocket up on the sides. And I'm using my Fabri-Tac because I know there's fabric in here. And that will be like that. And then this will flip over and be on here. Now I think what I might do is put a little closure on it to hold it tight. So let's see. I will take a little bit of cardstock. And glue. I'm going to need This I just decided to do, so I didn't think about it ahead of time. I'm going to need a little brain's not working today. One of these things. What are they called? Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Okay, I'm going to poke a hole. I think I'll put it up in here. Talk about having a brain not working. Hopefully this will do it. Usually I let these dry again. I'm not taking the time. I have a smaller one. Which size do I want? Try the bigger one too. I think I usually use the little one. Oh, it's not gonna cut. No, that's not cutting because of the not being dry. Fix that up later. Now I'm going to use the little one anyway. Good. Glad that one worked. Poke a hole in the middle. Poke my finger. Okay. Not big enough. Okay, I just had it. Here it is. Put that in here. Open them up. I think what I'll do, this is kind of put it on the inside over. Nobody can say I don't put my heart, soul, and blood into my journals. I'm going to pop that over that. Just to cover the back of it so that the things go in and out of the pocket easily. And then I need some string. Let's see. That or maybe that one. Tie this on. Okay. I'm using a square knot because I'm going to end up cutting this one end off anyway. Okay. And then this will go around and hold that shut. And I will probably glue, because I might want to put a tag behind here, although I wouldn't have to, you know, because this could totally be glued down, or you could make it a pocket. When I do this sometimes, and let me cut this off so I know the length I want. Sometimes I glue it on the back so it stays there. So, there we go. We've got, this opens up. You have a pocket here. Put some in here. You can put something in here. You can put something little in here, like a little ticket or something. Something in here. You got a pocket here. You have a pocket here. And then behind that you have a pocket. And here you have a pocket, and you could have a pocket back here as well. That's quite a few. Because this hinges out, you don't have to worry about this, since I glued this on the back. And that's it. So this is going to go into Journey to Bookland for pockets. Get a little more glue on there since I moved it. Anyway, it was just something I was just fooling around and I decided to do. There's lots of people who have made book pockets out of envelopes. But this is one that I just kind of came up with today. And it's all ready to go in. Like I said, it's not the thinnest thing because there's 4 envelope parts here, or actually 6, the way I've got it folded. So it can be a little thick, but if you put it on the edge of a page that's strong, like, let's see here. Maybe something like this. I could put that on here. This is a thicker paper. So, and this is actually the middle of the signature for this one. That'll work. You know, it'll be a little bit fat in there, but I'm not going to be able to make a lot of fat things, but it will work. So that one's going to probably go in somewhere like right there. Could also go over here, but I have this, so I'll probably put it here. On there. If I put it near the bottom, I can also put a tag in there, but you know, you can get to so many. So I'll probably just glue it in. Yeah, I probably will. Okay, anyway, that's enough of me yakking. I hope you enjoyed this. I should move that back over a little bit so you can actually see what I was talking about. This is the middle of the signature. Heavy card. So that'll look really nice on there. So that is today's piece of ephemera. And thank you for being with me. And I'll see you the next time when I make another pocket or ephemera. And I'm also going to be gluing some little pieces of paper into the book in various places just for extra writing spaces. So anyway, this is Carol from Friendly Quail saying thanks for being here and bye.